Hey Duggee, Super Duggee, a ladybird book. Today, all the squirrels are playing together in the clubhouse. All the squirrels except Betty, that is. She is busy reading. What are you doing, Betty? Asked Norrie. I'm reading my comic, says Betty. What's it about? Asked Tag. Well, begins Betty, taking a big breath. It's called Power Puppy, says Betty. By day, Power Puppy is a really cute puppy, but by night, she's a really cute puppy that fights baddies and helps people. Wow, gasped the squirrels. And she has special powers, says Betty. Like what? Asked Norrie. Like being really strong, having amazing eyesight, and a super sense of smell, says Betty. I wish we could be super squirrels, says Tag. Yeah, everyone cheers. Super squirrels, shouts Rolly. Everyone giggles. Ah, woof. Duggee dashes off to the laundry room. There's a flash of light and a loud pow. Super Duggee appears. Duggee swishes his cape to one side in a superhero pose. Woof, 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 says Duggee, pointing at a badge on his chest. Wow, gasped Betty, amazed. The Super Squirrel badge. Woof, Duggee nods proudly. I want to be a super squirrel, says Tag. Yeah, says Rolly and Happy. You can't just be super squirrels, says Betty. Why? Asks the squirrels, confused. You need a costume like Duggee. Betty pulls a headband over her eyes. And me. Oh, cry the squirrels. Happy runs off to the dressing-up box and comes back wearing a cape. And me. The rest of the squirrels rummage through the dressing-up box too. They throw costumes everywhere until they find something superhero-like to wear. And me, shouts Rolly, with a colander on his head. I am a brilliant girl, says Betty. And this is, Betty nods at Tag, you have to have a super squirrel named Tag. Oh, okay, says Tag, thinking, I'm Super Tag. Norrie puts her arms up. I'm Mega Mouse. I'm Splash, says Happy, jumping forward. What's your name, Rolly? Asked Betty. Rolly, says Rolly. It has to be a special name, Rolly, says Betty. Stephen! Come on, Squirrel Squad, says brilliant girl Betty. Let's go and do something super. Woof! Duggee thinks that sounds super fun. Super Duggee and the super squirrels head outside in their super costumes. Quack, quack. Did you hear that noise? Asked Betty. She follows the sound and finds... A duckling, says Betty. What's the matter, little duck? The duckling looks up at Betty. Quack, quack. Oh no, you've lost your mummy, says Betty. The little duckling sniffs and nods. Quack, quack. Betty picks her up. Don't worry, we'll find her for you. Squirrel Squad, assemble, says Betty. Little duck has lost her mummy. Quack, says the little duckling. Ah, says the squirrels. Mega Mouse, says Betty. Listen out for little duck's mummy with your super hearing. Norrie listens carefully. I can hear quacking, she says. Over there. Quack, quack. Super Tag, fly up and try to spot little duck's mummy, says Betty. Duggee picks up Tag. I see her, Tag calls. By the pond. Betty turns to the rest of the squirrels. Let's go, Squirrel Squad. The super squirrels run off towards the pond. Oh no, that puddle is blocking our way, says Betty. Splash, use your super splash to clear it. Splash, 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 says Happy. Good work, Splash, says Betty. Splash, splash. Rolly arrives at the pond first. Over there, he says. Oh no, they can't see us, says Betty. Stephen, it's time to use your super shout. Ducks! Mummy Duck and the ducklings turn around. Quack, 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 quack. There's your mummy, little duck, says Betty. The duckling happily swims off to her mummy. Quack, quack. Ah, says the Squirrel Squad together. Super work, Squirrel Squad. Duggee is very proud of everyone. Haven't the squirrels done well today? They have definitely earned their Super Squirrel badges. Ah, woof! Hooray! Cheer the Super Squirrels. What's your superpower, Duggee? Asked Betty. Ah, woof! Says Duggee. Of course, it's the Super Duggee hug.